Hey guys, Ben Ross here with Ross Landscape. It's time to do another leadership video. It's the end of the week here in North Georgia. It's Friday, 5 o'clock. Finally, the long week is over, and it has definitely been a long week this week. Got a lot of rain, over the past weekend, got rain coming this weekend. So it's been a little bit of a challenging week trying to get stuff done in all the mud and whatnot, but it's been fun. It's been good. Um, Learned that we had a blown engine on one of our Isuzu box trucks, so that kind of stinks. So we're getting that thing replaced. Actually bought the new engine today. It's a remanufactured engine, 3-year warranty. Praise the Lord, we've got found a guy that a very reputable guy that kind of runs a shop out of his own garage, and he's going to do a engine swap out for us. Should have the truck back in about 2 weeks. So been a little bit of a trying week, spending some money I hadn't planned on spending, but you know, that's okay. We've got the ability to do it, so I'm thankful to be able to do that, and thankful to have a really awesome guy that's gonna get that thing fixed and back on the road for us. The truck I bought 2 years ago, got 2 years of use out of it, put 25,000 miles on it, which is pretty decent for a used truck that's nearly 20 years old. So anyway, so got that done this week. It's a little bit dreary today. The sun's not shining, so I always feel a little more down in the dumps when we don't have any sunshine. I always feel better when the sun's shining, the weather's nice. But man, yesterday it was beautiful day. It was sunny, but 75 degrees. I got a little sunburnt yesterday, so it's like almost starting to feel like summer is kind of on its way here in North Georgia. So we're in the north. We're about an hour north of Atlanta. Beautiful area, but spring is really getting on us quick right now. But anyway, one of the leadership things I want to talk about today is something that actually got brought up in our morning meetings. Our morning meeting this week, and it's a really, really good topic, and it's the reason why. Okay, so as business owners, again, just going back to our ego, we grew our own business, we know the ins and outs of it, we grew it from nothing, we put all our own money into it and all that, and so it makes it at times we have to put our ego in check. So that's the first thing. And explaining the reason why we do some of the things we do, or why we have standard operating procedures, or why we keep time on properties, or why we mow a certain way, or a really simple one is why we change directions when we mow. A new guy might not know that, and telling your crew, hey, the reason why we change directions when we mow is because I said so. That is not a good answer at all. Now I know that's really simple, and it's probably not something that you guys run into very much, but when we explain the reason why we change directions, hey, it's because we don't want to groove the grass, and we don't want it to get burnt in one direction, and we don't want to create ruts going in one direction every week. We want the yard to be smooth, and we want the turf to stand up in different directions, and whatever your reasoning is, explaining that reasoning to your crew is actually really important, because it makes them smarter, it makes them feel more involved, and then they can explain that to your customer as well. I mean, think about, your guys are on your customers' properties. If they're doing maintenance, they're on your customer's property at least once a week, typically. So giving them that explanation is like giving them ammo in their knowledge gun, and allowing them to kind of, explain and look smart to the customer. And that's really, really good. So being able to do that and explaining that to your people, so they can explain it to the guys in the trucks with them, or they can explain it to the customer, is really awesome. It's really, really great. So make sure that you're giving your crew a reason why. Another example, we keep time on individual properties. We keep man hours on individual properties so that we can do price increases, so we know if we're above or below on pricing. So we do that, but I've been having a little bit of a hard time getting guys. We do it digitally, so getting guys to press the on and off button on their phones, right? So that's been a little bit of a challenge. So one day I was sitting there, I'm like, they're not really getting it. They're getting a little bit better at it, but they're not really understanding why. And I go, oh, I need to explain the why. So we had a morning meeting, and I said, hey, who wants to make more money? Raise your hand. Of course, everybody raised their hand. I said, okay, here's how we make more money. You have to keep our man hours on each property individually. We're going to add it up at the end of the year, and then we can go back and say, hey, this person needs a price increase, this person needs a price increase, or this person is good, they don't need a price increase. And then that way we can pay you more money because we got more money from our customers, and we can explain to our customers, hey, we're spending X amount of man hours per year, whereas we originally budgeted, less than that. So the guy that really clicked with the guys, because it's like, oh yeah, of course we want to make more money. Who doesn't want to make more money, right? So I was able to explain that to the guys in a way that made sense to them. And since then, we've done a really great job of keeping hours, getting that timer turned off and on for each property. And that can be really annoying, especially when it's hot or you're super busy, or you got a lot going on, or you got some personal stuff going on at home. Sometimes it's hard to remember to turn that off and on switch. But when you tie that to, making money, increasing that paycheck or increasing revenue, all of a sudden it's kind of like, okay, this makes sense. This is something that we can do. So explaining the reason why is good. And, I come from my work experience where, and probably you too, come from a work experience where when you ask the boss why, they'd say, because I said so. And that you can get away with that a little bit, but when you start explaining the reason why, hey, this is why we do what we do, and you explain that with your crew and you take the time, then they're going to feel more involved and they're going to do a better job for you. You might get a guy here and there that's going to be a little bit sarcastic or have a little bit of an attitude with you. Oh, why do we do this? Or why do we do that? Why? Those guys you have to deal with with a little bit of a different strategy. I think that if you have a good answer prepared, that will go a long ways with guys that are kind of having a little bit of an attitude with you about it. But make sure that you're giving a good answer to these guys, man. I mean, it's really important. I think it's really good to explain that, and I'm very thankful that got brought up in our meeting this week. So we could, because I'm trying to train the supervisors, the general manager, the operations manager. I want them to be leaders as well. So having that conversation and letting even just the supervisors on the maintenance trucks, hey guys, when a new guy especially, or when the guy riding in the seat to your right asks you why, give them a good, sincere answer that makes them feel involved, and that'll be good for the whole team. That'll be good for the whole truck. So really, really very proud of my team this week. Like I said, kind of a crappy week this week. We did get a lot done, made some money, which is great. But a little bit I just felt a little down this week, with the expense of the truck and the weather being kind of junky and stuff like that. From time to time, we've actually had some beautiful weather here in North Georgia this week, but then we've had some kind of junky weather too. We got rain coming in again. It's as you guys can see, it's a little bit overcast and stuff, but really proud of my guys. They communicated really well. The drama has been cut down to nearly nothing the last month or so. So I'm really proud of my guys. They really encouraged me this week in the conversations in the morning meetings that we've had, and then the conversations at job sites that we've had. It's been really encouraging. So really thankful for my crew, and I am looking forward to next week, and looking forward to what we can learn, and looking forward to the next opportunity for leadership that comes up. Hope y'all have a great weekend.